The altar call. It's a familiar sight in churches across America. A moment of decision, a step of faith. But where did this practice come from? To understand the altar call, we need to go back to the Second Great Awakening. This religious revival swept through America in the early 19th century. It transformed America's religious and social landscape. Along with reshaping American Christianity, it also instilled a moral and spiritual fortitude that prepared the country for the immense trials of the Civil War. Many revivalists of the period, inspired by deep convictions of human dignity and divine justice, became some of the most passionate abolitionists of their generation. The Second Great Awakening brought this sort of faith into the public square. Preachers held massive outdoor meetings, drawing huge crowds. They called for people to make a public decision for Christ. This new approach to religion was a radical departure from the past. It emphasized a personal connection with God, and it at the same time demanded a public declaration of faith. The stage was set for a new way of experiencing and expressing faith. One of the key figures in this religious revolution was Charles Grandison Finney. A lawyer turned fiery preacher, Finney believed in the power of persuasion. He used innovative techniques to reach his listeners. His meetings were highly charged, filled with music and emotional preaching. Finney is often credited with the innovation of the anxious bench. This was a designated space at the front of the meeting place. People wrestling with their faith were invited to sit there. They would receive prayer and encouragement. This public display of spiritual anxiety was unheard of at the time. It was controversial. Critics saw it as manipulative and theatrical. But Finney's methods were effective. Thousands flocked to his meetings and many experienced conversion. The anxious bench became a powerful symbol of the new evangelicalism. It emphasized public confession and immediate conversion. It paved the way for the modern altar call. Finney's legacy is complex, but his impact on American religious practice is undeniable. He helped to make faith a personal and public event. While Finney popularized the anxious bench, there was another revivalist using it even before Finney. John Winebrenner, a German Reformed minister, was deeply influenced by the revivals sweeping through Pennsylvania. He too saw the need for a public declaration of faith. Winebrenner began inviting people to come forward to the anxious bench in the early 1820s. This was before Finney wrote about and popularized the practice. He called for people to make a decision for Christ right then and there. This call to action, this invitation to come forward, became known as the altar call. It was a defining moment in the evolution of evangelical practice. The altar call provided a physical and symbolic space for conversion. It made the act of choosing Christ a visible and tangible experience. Winebrenner's evangelistic zeal eventually led him to break away from the German Reformed Church, and in 1825 he helped found what became the Churches of God General Conference, a denomination built on revivalist principles, believers' baptism, and personal holiness. The altar call, born out of the fervor of the Second Great Awakening, did not remain confined to America. It spread like wildfire, fueled by the growth of evangelicalism. Perhaps no one did more to popularize the altar call than Billy Graham. In the 20th century, Graham's crusades filled stadiums and captivated millions on television. His message was simple: accept Jesus Christ into your heart. And his method was clear: come forward. Graham's altar calls were legendary. Thousands streamed down the aisles, moved by his words and the music. These moments were powerful displays of faith in action. They cemented the altar call's place in evangelical culture. Thus, what began as an innovative method evolved into a defining feature of evangelical Christianity worldwide. John Winebrenner, though sometimes overshadowed in popular memory by more famous revivalists like Finney, played a crucial and foundational role in the early history of the altar call. Interestingly, one of the three churches that Winebrenner pastored, where he developed and employed early altar call practices, remains virtually unchanged to this day. Historic Peace Church, located in Hampton Township, Pennsylvania, serves as a living time capsule of early 19th century American Christianity. Visitors can still sit on the original wooden benches that once served as the first anxious benches for Winebrenner's revival services. Stepping into that sacred space offers a tangible connection to the moment when American revivalism was inventing new ways to call hearts to Christ, forever altering the course of Christian history. It's a testament to the power of religious revivals and the enduring human need for connection both with God and with each other.